Hi, my name is Vivek Anand,
My name is Nicholas Zhao.
My name is Adrian Suchaya.
And I'm Rizang.
and this is our product, the Arduino Utility Tracker.
So let's look at our problem first. So the problem that we found was that 1 in 5 US adults living in households weren't able to pay their utility bills last year. Salt Lake City is just one of the 30 cities where water prices increased drastically. A statement from a National Center of Homelessness said that after paying their rent and utilities, 75% of households couldn't pay for necessities like food, medicine, and childcare.
So the current research we've done on our project shows that throughout the U.S., electricity bills amount up to $114 a month and water to $70, which is really high. And then the primary data that we collected for our project are from 15 homes throughout Utah, from West Valley to Mill Creek, and it showed that 9 of the 15 were using excessive electricity. And then our secondary data showed that a study from UNC states that more frequent billing allows for customers to plan ahead in terms of water usage. This essentially means that if they were able to see their usage throughout the month, they'd be able to plan it better.
And so these are some of the current solutions that are on the market right now. So first is Flume, and it's a water tracking device that allows you to monitor your water usage both indoors and outdoors. It also has a Bluetooth app that allows you to see your data in real time. The main cons of this device are that it's hard to access for low-income families due to the high price, and it's also a language barrier because it only supports English, and it also only tracks water, which doesn't account for the other utilities.
The second solution is iFi, which is an electricity tracker that tracks electricity usage in real time. It's also monitored through a website. The cons for this solution is that it only tracks electricity and there's no mobile access, it has a complicated interface, and it's only provided in English.
So we'll be targeting 5 markets with our product. First is lower middle class individuals. Second is property owners. Third is areas with high utilities pricings. Fourth is families classified as extremely low income. And fifth is the general consumers on the market.
The objective of our project is to create an affordable, multifunctional utilities tracker that is reusable and fast.
So I'd like to give a brief overview of how we went about our prototype. So in our first prototype, we wanted to integrate a lot of functionality right off the bat so we could give this to consumers so they could test it in their household and get some feedback from it. So some of the pros that we had were that it had wireless communication, power supply, an onboard LCD, 3D print case, and multiple interchangeable sensors and ports. Some issues that we had were since it was a first prototype, it only had limited functionality, and it also required an external power brick to operate. So when we got our device back from the consumer, they gave us some feedback and they wanted a brighter screen so they could just actually see what's going on the device. And they wanted us to cover some of the exposed wires as it was a concern, as it's a safety issue if you have these open. So some other improvements that we did were that we integrated the power supply so it no longer required an external brick. We added wireless mesh capabilities, so if you had multiple devices, they could communicate with each other. And we added Bluetooth capabilities and a companion application to go along with it.
The testing for our device is shown here, where we tested against conventional current market solutions for multiple metrics such as gas, temperature, and water flow. And we can see here that there's no statistically significant difference between the metrics that our device measured and conventional measurements, showing our device is reliable.
So let's look at the advantage of our solution. So it's very versatile as it provides those 3 sensors of gas, water, and electricity. It's reusable as you can use those sensors over and over again. Comprehensive as it's easy to understand with our manual, and through the interface, it's really easy to read. It's very accessible as it goes for a low price of $50.
And so our market size is relatively large with our device, with around 128 million households just in the United States. We also plan on creating a website that provides information, customer reviews, advertising on mainstream social media, optimizing SEOs, and finally adding multi-platform capabilities so that everyone can use our device.
So I'd like to give a quick demonstration of actually how this product works. So I'm going to demonstrate the electrical functionality of this because it's easiest to demonstrate right here and now. So here I have a 50 ohm load connected to the device. I'm also powering it with this lab power supply because DC is actually safer to demonstrate, as AC would normally be in a protective casing, so the user would not get shocked. It's a shock hazard to have AC exposed. So as you can see on the meter that's also connected in series to the load, it's measuring about 103 milliamps. And on the device itself, it's also showing a current of about 104 milliamps within margin of error, showing that the device actually works. I'd also like to show off this device. So this device shows off some of the internals, like the integrated power supply and some of the modules that are inside the LCD display. And here on the top are the ports, so you'd actually connect the different sensors to it. So here's like a current transformer, and here's a flow sensor, and you would just connect it to the top ports, and the device would recognize these and do whatever it needs to do to make these devices work. It also has the wireless communication module, so it can communicate over range, and it also has Bluetooth capabilities for the companion application that my friend will demonstrate here.
So this is our Bluetooth app that connects to our device. And as you can see, it's showing graphs of the 3 metrics that are being measured right now, which is watts, voltage, amperes, and it also has liters per minute for water, as well as cubic feet per minute for gas detection. And we also have bar graphs right here showing exactly how much of our budget we've used on certain utilities and the overall budget that we've consumed. And we also have infographics right here that tells you exactly what that metric is measuring and what level it should be within. And finally, right here, we have the daily consumption log showing how much you're spending each day on utilities, and a notification tab that tells you if you've exceeded your budget in any one of these categories. So this was the customer that we gave our product to get some feedback from. His name was Mark Heron, and basically what he told us was he really liked our product, and it helped him a lot to recognize devices that were using too much electricity in his home. And he gave us some advice, primarily with that. He was wary of the exposed wires on our device, and the screen wasn't bright enough, so he wasn't able to see it at certain times. But overall, he said that when our product comes on the market, he would definitely be one to purchase it.
And let's look at our conclusion. We have a large return on investment as we have a versatile solution to utilities, and which tracks usage throughout every single electricity, water, and gas. And further on, it's a very effective solution as it goes for a low price of $50 compared to the $203 solutions. And it's the best on the market as we also have Bluetooth capabilities that can connect to your phone and iPad. It's also environmentally healthy.
Thank you for your time.